Ahem. Hello everyone, my name is Admiral Prince Eric and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to discuss about the update 12.8 on the patch notes fully. So I'm very sorry about having delay for Monday because I'm looking on the 12.8 of the World of Warships news, but it was revealed at 11 p.m. before midnight. Unfortunately, I don't have time to record it ahead, so we just move on for today. So here it is. So let's get started about the full patch notes, the update 12.8 in any order. Let's go. So here it is, the update 12.8. World of Warships celebrates its 8th anniversary. Okay, so we made that the World of Warships is now 8 years old right now since the 2015 being launched, and having having particular right now being doing this for 3 years of playing, and right now we will go and look forward ahead into the future. So to infinity and beyond. Okay, so we made this maintenance back on Thursday for 3 hours time in Asia server, but before after the NA and EU servers being released on. So let's get started right now to it and get excited for these full contents right away. Okay, so World of Warships 8th anniversary is now on full swing. Get ready to set sail into a sea of celebrations. Because on update 12.8 is hosting a grand World of Warships birthday party. In fact, the designer's table port is getting freshly decorated for the occasion. Okay, so the science, the military, and the retro retro team appearance. And look up ahead of the port is the designer's table, which is usually nice. Okay, so players can expect a variety of exciting rewards to celebrate the 8th anniversary of World of Warships, including battle performance bonuses for achieving certain combat missions on all of the ships, starting from Tier 5. The reward mechanics will be similar to those from the previous New Year celebration made it did back in the previous update, which means the players will again be able to receive several rewards at once at all within the same battle. The battle performance bonuses will be available at the start of update 12.8 until before update 12.9. However, the reward distribution method will be changing for the 8th anniversary, and players will now earn festive tokens that can be exchanged for rewards of their choice. This will allow us to step away from tier-rated rewards, as players will now be able to collect the same tokens on any ship and spend them in the armory. Depending on the ship tiers, you will receive the following numbers of festive tokens. Here are the list. So I might gonna get a chance to collect them all to get buyouts first. And any remaining of the festive tokens that I will need to use on the retroway containers. This will get chances up to this for getting tier 8 ship sport bonus package or a tier 5 to 7 bonus package. So my first priority goes on for Bayard. A French tier 8 light cruiser will cost 6,250 festive tokens. Well, a single coupon for 50% off for tier 8 ships that can be obtained for doubloons, which is not recommended. I'm totally I'm totally not to obtain, but I have to save doubloons for that in the upcoming updates. For the next battle pass, which will take place in the update 12.11 on December. The permanent camouflage for C10 interdimensional shift. 7 retroweight containers per 7 pieces. 110 super containers, and don't recommend it forgetting this. Parallel Worlds patch 100 festive tokens. And some other rewards for festive tokens including common, special, and rare economic bonus containers and paths of signals. Here are some permanent camouflage for C10, a German tier 8 battle cruiser. Here are some retroweight container contents which is available from the armory since then. My priority was to get a 5% chances of getting the bonus package for tier 8 ships. From tier 5 to tier 7 ships for bonus package will be get 45% chance. 50% will be get some permanent camouflage for any ships that you did in the past years. Some of these semi-seas permanent camouflage for Sinop, Endrat, and Mayhem. The 6th game anniversary, which is contains Lyon, York, Zara, Akatsuki, Shores, Gajamada. Congratulatory permanent camouflage for Kiev, New Orleans, Charles Martel, C-23, and Monarch. And Legend of the Ocean's permanent camouflage for Enhold. If you already have to obtain these camouflages, you receive 10,000 gold instantly. Tier 8 ships will be applied for a 50% discount coupon with the exchange for doubloons as follows. So I'm not gonna take that ship at home because I might gotta sustain to expensive doubloons. So those players who already have buyer in your board, you will receive a 100% off of any tier 8 ships from the listed above. But if you already have all the ships for the list, you will receive a 3000 steel. But that's not all. As part of the anniversary celebration, features a pan-European tier 9 Swedish battleship Carl 14 Johan and her permanent camouflage. 3 commanders with unique voiceovers. Flag and a patch will also be added to the game. More information on how to obtain this content will be available at a later date. So, another new ship right away is the first Pan-American battleship to be in existence in the game. It's a Carl 14 Johan, named after the ruler whom succeeded from Charles III. But he's of French origin, and he's of French origin from under the name Jean Bernadotte. And he's the one of the Napoleonic generals. And he's the founder of the House of Bernadotte since till its present day. Yes, they arm 305mm guns with their feature torpedoes. Have a high speed and low damage torpedo and a low damage. Power Worlds earn a total of 8,888 base HP playing tier 5 to 10 ships, including super ships, to fire up the second signal light on the update navigator and get a team flag. Alright, so airship escort in random battles. Okay, so what is the airship escort, which being introduced in 2021. Right now, for over few years later, the airship escort being introduced permanently in the random battles for occasional purposes. In update 12.8, airship escort will become available as a game mode in random battles. The airship escort has already had 2 iterations as a separate battle type, so the game mode should be familiar to many players as soon as we can. This new random battle game mode will be available in the 12 vs 12 format, playing tier 7 to 10 ships including super ships of all classes. The airship escort mode will have the following changes and improvements. The airship route has been changed sequentially for Hotspot, Islands of Ice, Sea of Fortune, Shards, Shatter, Trident, Warrior's Path, and Estuary. The spawn points have been changed on the following maps on Hotspot, Islands of Ice, and Shards. Versal indicator have been added to let you know when your ship is in the airship zone. The indicator will also tell you the airship's current speed and the number of allied ships that are present in the zone. Rewards for accelerating and slowing down the airship will become a part of the common economy of random battles. Although airship escort was well received by our community for past years, there were some concerns over its implementation into random battles. We listen to your feedback and will actively monitor the introduction of airship escort into random battles. If necessary, we will reduce both the frequency of airship escort in random battles and the number of maps in which the mode can appear. Our goal is to add variety to random battles without incurring long queue times for additional game mode. Of course, we will continue to reevaluate over time as we actively curate our random battle playlist. So made it this far because, well, it finally goes on the new game mode on the random battles. But airship escort, which is usually the same thing like it from the previous iterations like the Overwatch and Team Fortress 2 as escort the payload, when the attackers usually think escorted the payload and reach its destination, while on defending teams usually going to stop the payload and contest the area until timer runs out. Okay, for the dockyard, which is which is since then at the start of update 12.7, which is ongoing. So the we have further details right now for the update 12.9 because on update 12.8 is still ongoing. Alright, so on Battle Pass, which is going to be new rewards and new changes. The free Battle Pass final reward will be taking place a festive tokens 1250. The premium Battle Pass is a tier 6 French heavy cruiser Duplace, which is to recognize that as a winner of the Clash of Cruisers. That took alongside the tier 6 Pan-European Great Destroyer Ellie. In update 12.8, we'll be testing different variations of Battle Pass progress. This means the rewards will stay the same, but the ways the progress will be different. Alright, so Spanish Cruisers has now formally on full release since after 2 months of the update 12.6 made its early access. So we remember about the ship's gameplay about the Spanish cruisers, which is surprisingly to all players of all servers. These cruisers have main battery guns with good ballistics but average range and damage per minute. Spanish cruisers are also armed with torpedoes, but these will be more of defensive armament in most situations as they have a short range. Starting tier 7, Spanish cruisers and Spanish cruiser onwards will be access to burst fire mechanics alternative fighting mode, which is a key feature of the branch, but similarly comes from super ships, Conde and Anapolis. These ships are fast, but they have average maneuverability. Spanish cruisers boast a wide range of consumables to choose from. The Hydroacoustic Search consumable is available from tier 4. However, on the starting the tier 6, players can be choose to mount a defensive AFA in the same slot instead. The repair pod is introduced starting from tier 7, and players can choose between fighter or spotting aircraft in the another slot. In the future, since I obtained most of the Spanish cruisers on early access, I would like to go on ahead for the future, which is going to get a top tier Castilla, which means the 100 of its rival, but I remember that which is the part of the last sequential bonus exchange for doubloons. Right now, for certainly, we will going to start a new approach. Our new operations is right now underway, which is Operation Nimona. Okay, so we're starting on Catalonia. We'll be getting for the 70 commander skill points, as well as the ship XP for Andalusia, and right towards Castilla, right up onto it, into the future. Okay, so brawls are going to take place in the feature on the update 12.8. The first round takes place after the update is released. They will be playing tier 6 ships in a 5 vs 5 format. There will be restrictions are no aircraft carriers or submarines, no more than 2 battleships and 2 destroyers, and divisions are available for 5 players. The second round takes place next week, which took place on Monday morning after the first round of brawls. There will be a tier 8 ships in the 6 vs 6 format. Restrictions are no more than 1 submarine and 1 aircraft carrier. No more than 3 battleships, 3 cruisers and 3 destroyers. Divisions is available up to 6 players. The third round of brawls takes place on October, which is going back to tier 6 ships. This time will be 2 vs 2. No aircraft carriers or submarines, no more than 1 battleship, and divisions up to 2 players. The third round of the brawls, which takes place on September 25. The last round of brawls on update 12.8 took place on October. Will be a tier 7 ships in the 7 vs 7 format. Restrictions are no aircraft carriers or submarines, which means these are even tier aircraft carriers and submarines is always available. No more than 2 destroyers, no more than 3 battleships. Divisions is always goes on to 7 players. YouTube membership, in YouTube membership since then. Okay, YouTube membership since the launch right now ahead in World of Warships. We updated the benefits of our YouTube membership program. Complete special combat missions in this update to earn community tokens, along with the Golden Age industry and German supplies containers. So definitely the cost of wide variety from all of the countries, which means the currency and membership fees may be varied by country. You, by the way, the Philippines as a currency is peso, Philippine peso. Here are the cost of them, which is going to be a contributed, but I do not to offer right now. Okay, bounty hunt improvements. While the new update introduces enhancements to the bounty hunt event, the event itself is not scheduled for this update or the next few more updates due to other upcoming events. However, players will not be able to accept or decline the role of the bounty import. Additionally, we improved the visual appearance of allied bounty ships. There are 4 new achievements will be added to the game. Decoy Mission. Win and survive 5 battles as a bounty ship. Dangerous Bounty. They destroy 4 enemy ships in a single battle as a bounty ship. Hunty Bounty. Hunter Bounty. Destroy enemy bounty ship while playing a bounty ship yourself. Lucid Bounty receive 1 million potential damage and being top 3 of your team by base XP to be earned. Allied bounty ships must survive the battle. The conditions for obtaining the Seek and Destroy achievement have been changed. Now, this achievement is allowed when the player destroys an enemy bounty ship while not playing a bounty ship. So I will gonna be recommended for bounty hunt improvements, which is going to be more elusive and more future right now. So these are available in random battles. Alright, so various improvements and changes. Some signals. Players will be able to auto-buy signals in the equipment window of the board. The auto-buy feature is disabled by default but can be easily enabled. This way, when the player runs out of signals, they will be able to replenish them using a credits. Notifications. The visual appearance of the following windows have been changed. Some personal offers, behavior warnings, and invitations to divisions, clans, and training rooms. Currency transactions. Any window related to purchasing, selling, or exchanging will now display the player's funds before and after the transaction has occurred in the game client. All available currencies that can be participate in this transaction will be shown as well. And the setting improvements. Players will now be able to change certain settings and continue navigating through other settings windows without being asked to apply changes for previous window in which changes were made. The apply changes button now affects all change settings at once. Okay, so some new modifications right now for very instances since we launched since the game was launched. Balance changes, some secondary guns. Now, with firing from secondary guns, the detectability range of the ship can increase if the fire range of the secondary guns exceeds the visibility of the ship. This change will not affect the detectability of ships firing secondary guns from the smoke screen. Now, content additions and changes. The U.S. Naval Institute flag, Embracing Progress flag, Rookie patch, Beyond Horizons patch, Embracing Progress patch, and for Militia Service patch. Here are some patch and flags right now. Will we see it? They are retro-futuristic team commanders Mikhail Orlov, Anton Grad, and GM-22D. Some retro-futuristic team Scarlet Thunder, the British battlecruiser which is resembled a Duncan, but has different parameters and unique permanent camouflage. Retro-futuristic team permanent camouflage for Delny and Prusen, which is going to claim this at the later date. The commanders Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan with unique voiceovers, inspired by the Chinese novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. The Menchong flag, Lo Chuan flag, and Three Kingdoms era patch inspired by the Chinese novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. The Menchong is inspired by the Chinese novel The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is a similar parameters for a German large cruiser Aegir, but a unique appearance. The Lo Chuan inspired by the Chinese novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms, in which a similar parameters for a British battleship Lion with a unique appearance. Now, the new superships are mostly available in this update. The Devastation and Novosibirsk The British super battleship and the Soviet super heavy cruiser are steaming towards the respective nation ship branches. Both ships were offered as an auction that took place in the Update 12.5. Devastation will be cost 57 million credits after Conqueror will be unlocked, and Novosibirsk will be cost 47,500,000 credits, which is available to unlock after when you unlock Petropavlovsk. The update 12.8 also delivers a new Pan-American commander portraits for the nations of Peru, Chile, Mexico, and Colombia. These commanders can be recruited in the fort since the Pan-American cruisers are full released. Now, Three Kingdoms. In late September, legendary commanders and statesmen from the Three Kingdoms era will make an appearance in World of Warships. In addition to these new commanders, you also discover ships and other team content inspired by the timeless Chinese novel, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Now, the German Unity Day. The reunification of Germany took place 33 years ago, on October 3, 1990, in which transpired after the 2+4 signing power treaty, in which consists the Allied powers and two Germanys, West and East Germany, following at the end of the Cold War, following after the end of the Cold War, before the dissolution of the Soviet Union. To commemorate the official unification of former East and West Germany, a chain of combat missions will be available that offer team rewards. Now, the most interesting new part is the voyage to the North Pole. In this update, we're gearing up for the upcoming New Year's festivities. Embark on a journey to the North Pole and start earning your Arctic tokens as early as October. Stay tuned for more information about our New Year's preparations in the upcoming article. There are containers changes. Starting update 12.8, the contents of air supply premium containers will be updated. So the premium container right now is going to be 4% by one of the ship's list. Now go breakdown. In update 12.8, the German carrier's container will be renamed as the German reserves container, and the container's content will be updated. In update 12.8, the German carrier's premium container will be renamed as the German cruiser premium container, and the container content will be updated as well. Okay, so the German premium cruiser contents, which is feature a German Tier 8 pocket battleship Skiel, which is related to the Graf Spee. So, however, the ship is on work in progress right now, but certainly this ship will be available right now during update 12.8. The future changes are the following. The following ships will be added for testing by developers, super testers, and community contributors. French battleship Picardy at Tier 8, Italian large cruiser Michelangelo, Tier 9, the Soviet battleship Navarin, and Tier 10 hybrid light cruiser Commissar. In update 12.9, the content of Jack-o'-lantern container and Jack-o'-lantern premium container will be updated. There are some following rewards on this container content, but I will not go into read it entirely. And the Jack-o'-lantern premium containers, which is going to be available right now, but I will not read this on the entire content. Lastly, other changes and improvements in which is going to be I'm not going to read it entirely. Here we go, guys, and that's for conclude right now for the update 12.8 patch notes. So, oh, by the way, it's the happy birthday of the World of Warships since then. It's a happy birthday for World of Warships since on September 15 being launched for. Oh, by the way, so on this day we dedicated among them several ships that made on this early access last year. Right there. So here we are, the Tier 10 British battlecruiser Saint Vincent, in which means on this day we dedicated amount of them for the British battlecruiser Saint Vincent since on its full release. So officially made this recognized. Um, so this so this ship was available from the armory at the exchange for doubloons right now, made its last year under the British battlecruisers on early access. Since then, are already St. Vincent for a few months time away from the early access, so you might gonna see right now the first impressions of the gameplay forward ahead for this ship. This was dedicated for a 1 year anniversary since then. So okay, so here's my story. It's been 3 years right now for playing World of Warships. Same. It's been 3 years right now for playing World of Warships. For the total time about 6 years time, which means hiatus playing was on the early 2018 until on early 2020. So I mean it. So I mean it played the game since January 2016 and still on its present day, with its hiatus on early 2018 until on early 2020. Right now, we're still definitely gonna get more tier 8, tier 10 ships as soon as we can, as well as super ships in the future. But most notably, we'll be getting my first super ship as soon as we can. So stay tuned for that. Oh, by the way, the update 12.9 are coming. I'm going to publish right now for my first impression of tier 10 American Large Cruiser Puerto Rico for this anniversary of the Dockyard event. Since for the anniversary of the Dockyard event, made I obtained. So it is. So I'm gonna conclude my video right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you like, subscribe, and click the bell or the notification icon so get a recording my ahead in the weekend. So it is. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you see you in my next video. Later, guys.